Conference just a few weeks ago. Those of you who are not familiar with the Life Conference, it happens every 3 years. It's a massive youth conference that our denomination, the Christian Missionary Alliance, has for our youth. So we had 20 youth and 6 adults attend that trip. Just a little information on the Life trip itself. Again, I said it's a massive conference. We had right around 6,000 youth who were there. Just a very powerful, impactful week. Anyone who's gone on, whether it's women's retreats or men retreats, you know the powerful week and impact that can have on your life. And I think the youth and all the adults who went can attest the same thing with the Life Conference. So today I've asked a handful of youth and adults to share about that trip. So if you guys wouldn't mind introducing yourself and then sharing what's on your heart. Basically, I just asked them to share anything that, whether it's a highlight or something that God did in their life. Maybe it's something God's calling them to do or challenging them with their taking the next step of faith, whatever that may be. So just so you know what the content is.
I'm Dan Condon. Thanks for allowing me to go to Life as a kid. A chaperone. It was a lot of fun. It was eye-opening. It was perfect timing. Just had an awesome time just seeing how mature your kids, young adults are, just in their walk and just their struggles and how real they were and how they just were opening up, and everyone was just really making some headway on joining the generations. I think that was one of the big things. Kind of want to step back and look at there was just so much information, it's unbelievable, but just kind of looking at the pictures that formed in my head is, I don't know, if you ever seen a water rescue where everybody joins in a chain and you have the person coming down the river and everybody's holding hands together to form that bond to save that individual. I just got that picture of the generations coming together and holding in that chain. It seems like there's, I don't know, with all the programs, blah, 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 it just seems like everybody's separated into their own categories. And just that picture of the united, that chain of the generations being together, it just formed that strong bond to save that individual coming down the river. Sorry, I think in pictures, so that's what I got to paint. The other one was kind of relating to the same thing was they had this massive pool, and each evening there was like, I don't know how many hundreds of kids in this pool. I mean, it was insane. But at one point they formed this whirlpool. There were like 100 kids, or I don't know, I didn't get it to count it, but so Ben and I had to go check it out to see if it was safe or not. So. It was safe and fun, but it just formed a picture of what a body together can do, and just the power of that whirlpool was crazy. I mean, I just never thought you could generate that kind of current in a pool, but it just made me think about the body being together. It's like if the body's not together, there's no power, but when the body's together, it creates such a force. It's just unbelievable. So it's just another bizarre picture I had. And then the other part that really got me, well, there were such cool topics of just, dealing with loneliness and just the stress of, what teenagers are going through. I mean, as adults, we have plenty of stress, but I just never realized the intensity of the anxiety and stress level that teenagers are having. That really opened my eyes. I just didn't see it. I guess I was too worried about my own stress and stuff. But and as I kind of listened to him talk, I just realized what a part electronics and social media has played in these young people's lives, and just how it's so easy to try to get your value from what other people think about you. And I just never realized the onslaught that they are under just from. If you're looking for your value in social media, you see everybody's good stuff. You see everybody's, oh, I did this, I went here, oh, look at my hair, blah, blah, blah. And then you're sitting there like, I am so nothing, just because you see all of that, and it's just, I don't know. The electronics are just, they're so dangerous to a young person's psyche. They're just where they're at, who they are. And there was just so much talk about the value of you being in Christ, you being Christ's adopted son or daughter. And that was so powerful because it's like we do. Somebody talked about the cup. That was an awesome pictorial. It's just, we have the cup out, just wanting people to fill it, where the filling comes from above. The filling comes from our value in Christ. And it was just like, wow, that's pretty powerful, because it's just looking at how society wants us to use this crazy evaluator for what our value is. And it's a lie. And the other thing that came out was just fear. They talked about fear and how fear can play such a major role in our decision making. And that really hit me, because I've been going through some stuff just work and stuff like that, and it's just making decisions, and it's like, why can't I make the decision? It's like, well, that was pretty clear. It was like fear, and then fear is a liar. So it was just, a lot of things came together, so it was really exciting. I just appreciate you allowing me to go.